Welcome back to Live Now Detroit. I'm your host, Bre Teamer. After a lot of initial hype, sales of electric vehicles have taken a detour into the slow lane. Instead, Americans are turning toward another kind of vehicle, hybrids. Joining me now is Gary Bubar of AAA to talk all about it. And Gary, this is all backed by data and research. This isn't just word of mouth.
Yes, some recent research by the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety found that fewer people are now jumping into the fray as far as buying an electric vehicle. More seem to find a hybrid or plug-in hybrid a little more to their liking for a lot of reasons.
So do you think it's, the cost difference, just kind of like that hesitation about going all the way, committing to a EV over a hybrid, a fully electric vehicle? I mean, what do you think is driving this decision?
Yeah, a lot of it is the initial cost outlay because they are somewhat more expensive than a internal combustion engine vehicle. But also you've got a lot of the early adopters that have already purchased their vehicles and they're already dedicated users. And some of the vehicle owners that are purchasing new vehicles now are looking at the same kinds of things that have been kind of in the way or barriers all along the way. Things like range anxiety, a lack of charging infrastructure. It's interesting, even though we know that people tend to charge their EVs, their battery powered EVs, at home. It takes a long time to do that with a standard charger, and we still don't have enough, third level, second level chargers out there. And it's not like having regular filling stations out there. We've got about 75,000 public charging posts around the country, and that's not nearly enough to support the number of vehicles that we could if everyone had an electric vehicle that was battery powered only.
Gary, I'm actually really happy that you brought that up, the whole charging convenience thing. Especially in this economy, we see a lot more folks renting over buying homes and things like that. It just becomes pricey over a certain period of time. And, just having that flexibility between charging it electrically at home or at a charging station and filling it up with gas, I feel like that's kind of driving the decision, to choose a hybrid as well.
It's a big part of it. And even though it can be less expensive to have a battery powered vehicle, there are a lot of owners out there who are looking at hybrids as kind of the best of both worlds. You have all the benefits of the electric assist along with the gasoline engine benefits for longer trips. Again, leading into the range anxiety sort of mentality that we've seen out there too. Now, we did find that as a second vehicle, battery powered electrics are quite desirable. Again, if you've got 2+ vehicles in the household, that makes an excellent vehicle for close travel in. And if you don't need it immediately and don't need it every day, then you can charge it on your 110 at home. It'll work out very well. But if it's something that you need to commute and and we have a lot of folks out there who are commuting, in excess of 40, 50, 60 miles one way every day, that may be a problem.
Yeah, Gary. And, one thing that I really enjoyed about AAA specifically is you guys provided these online resources online to kind of help people make the decision of whether to, purchase an electric vehicle or hybrid. And I think that that's so important to, educate yourself as much as possible before you make the decision to commit to, the EV life or the hybrid life.
Yeah, if you go to AAA.com, we've got a lot of information on ways that you can determine whether or not an electric vehicle or a hybrid is for you. Information on purchasing a used one if you choose to. Some of the pros and cons of electric and hybrid vehicles. And there's positives and negatives to all of it. For some, they suit very well. For others, not so much. But we are seeing some increases in the folks that are looking at hybrids rather than battery powered out there. But as time goes by and the infrastructure gets built out a little bit more, we'll find more use for electric vehicles out there.
All right, Gary. Well, thanks so much for joining us. That was super insightful and helpful.
My pleasure. For any other information, we can go to AAA.com and find out what you need.
All right. Thanks, Gary.